take forward your session.
Okay, so let's come to this interesting part of the session. And I think this is probably more useful than the previous session because a lot of practical stuff and a lot of free stuff you're going to get out of this. Okay, so let me share my slides. Okay. Right. So this session is about building email list and how do you capture email addresses, first of all, because without capturing email addresses, you can't be doing email marketing anyway. So what are the legitimate ways of getting emails is very important. As you saw that for spamming and for privacy of users, there are so many measures that are in place, right from the legalities of the country to technology, which is blocking emails, calling your server spams, and so on. So it's very important how you build email list from that perspective. However, I think from a business perspective, if I build a genuine list, then I think I'm more likely to get better results. Let me turn on my video. Okay. Right. So the campaign that you will run would be classified under lead generation campaign, where you're actually asking people to subscribe to whatever you have. So that's something that you're offering to them, and in exchange of that, you're asking for their email address. So there are areas that I will go into, but let me just try and interact with this audience here. So has anyone got any knowledge or any idea about lead generation? What is lead generation, and what kind of campaigns you run or you have experienced? Anyone?
So may I?
Yes, please go ahead.
So thank you, sir. Sir, I belong to an institution at Ghaziabad. This is Ajay Kumar Garg Institute of Management.
Okay.
What we do actually is we run the campaign on the social media.
Fantastic.
And we try to have the call to action button, which is directing them to our website, wherein we place the admission form. Whosoever interested get fill the form and then they approach to us. So I think this is one of the way by which we are collecting the leads.
Fantastic. I think that's very unique, and you would say a standardized way of doing things. And I think you're respecting people's privacy by running a campaign and asking them to come to your website. So those are the people who will definitely convert. That's great. But what would be the campaign? Why would people come to your website?
Actually, we run on this kind of campaign only during the admission time. Possibly because this time COVID situation has created so many challenges. So we cannot go to one-to-one or the
Correct.
regular interview kind of things.
Correct.
So what we have done is we created some sort of online interaction platform, but not going to them with a kind of cold call. What we wanted was to have them in in a form that we're requested, where they drop a message, they are interested in admission, and then only we can call them. So this is one thing which my organization always take care not to bother anyone just because we want admissions.
So when you are doing a campaign, I understand the structure of your campaign. What I'm asking further is what is that campaign? So what are you offering to people? Are you
We are
simply offering, are you saying that, hey, do you want an admission at our college? Please come and see the details here. Is that what you do?
It's more of, as you rightly mentioned, it's a kind of standard form. As such, we haven't offered anything which can be really kind of offer. We are the institution under the university standard university system, so we have to go with some sort of I would say the protocols. We cannot go beyond.
No,
So
no, no, no,
that's
no.
why.
Of course, I'm not saying you go beyond the protocols. I'm just trying to understand that does your campaign say, see, what you're describing is the structure of your campaign. So, structure of your campaign is you put out something to the subscribers, and then they will visit your website using the call to action. And if they're interested, they will fill in the form. Is that right?
Right, sir. Right, sir.
Fantastic, fantastic. That's the right way to do it anyway. What I'm saying is, what is it that you're offering to them? Is it, are you saying, what is that message? Are you saying to them, if you're interested in our admission,
It was just admissions are open, sir. It was just
yes,
a message that admissions are open for this
admissions
session.
are open. Okay. So, do you run any other digital marketing campaign? Admissions are open.
Second, sir, may I interrupt in between?
Yes, Arpan.
Sir, it might be as you communicated, as Pankaj sir is saying. I think there can be of webinar sort of things by which we can communicate that there is a counseling process is going on, or we are providing free career sessions to the students so that they can go for good career options. What are the career options in front of the students are available? Whether they take admission in our colleges or not is the secondary thing. But primarily, what we are doing, we are just opening up the situation that what are the options available in front of them. It can be a type of campaign, I think.
Absolutely. Arpan, you hit the nail on the tail. That's exactly what I was getting at. And thanks for your sharing and the previous sharing. Yes, one is the structure of your campaign, and the second is the campaign itself. What is it that you have to offer? And when I say word offer, it feels as if some 50% discount and sale and all that. No, no, no. That is not an offer. Offer means simple English word where you're saying you're giving something, right? Now, as you rightly said, Arpan, it could be a subtle way of connecting with them and just telling them like, okay, here is a career counseling session. This is something useful to you, and you start creating your you can say brand awareness. You reach out to maximum number of people, and people who are not even necessarily going to take admission in your college, even though they will attend, but what will happen is they will have heard your institute's name, and that's where branding will help. Fantastic. So somebody else was putting something in um, the chat box. Telephonic calling from databases can provide you leads. So that's Miss Sonali Mesharam. Okay. Yes. So
So
you
can I share something?
sorry.
Uh, Even I want to share what our college did.
That's
Can
Dr.
I?
Mubina.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
Mubina.
Tell us. Tell us.
So what we did at Nagpur, our college is also affiliated to Nagpur University. So
Fantastic.
we went to conventional colleges like BA, BCom, where
Mm-hmm.
people are not aware about the different career options. So before
Okay.
the COVID situation, what we used to do is we uh, we took career seminars where we
Wow.
guided students about the various career options available, and then focused on MBA too. Yeah,
Fantastic.
there's an MBA college, and that's how we collected the database and generated leads.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. So stay tuned for next whatever minutes we have left, and I think the next part of the session, you all are going to be getting a lot of these ideas of how to build an email list, how to connect to a lot of people, and how to stay connected with them. So I'll be sharing some exciting ideas, but of course, what suits you, your market. You're already doing great stuff, as Sonali Meshram said. We do telephonic calling from the databases, but that is you're trying to hit to a specific customer base. Of course, you need that data. Many times. So, Sonali, can you unmute yourself?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So in telecalling, what happens is many a times people are not interested in what you're saying. They are not happy receiving your calls. Have you actually done telecalling yourself?
No, for the market research, we have used this technique for the Reliance and some type of insurance companies.
Okay.
And for the customer satisfaction kind of work, we use telecalling stuff. And the conversion ratio is less, but yes, they
Yeah.
provide fully.
I'll tell you, nobody talks about this. Everybody talks about ROI, conversion ratios, etc. But I talk about frustration ratio, irritation ratio. You always have to look at whatever you're doing. Are you irritating people? Are you irritating and frustrating people by doing something that they don't like? And they would go first of all saying, "Hey, where did you get my details, by the way? Why are you calling me?" you know um, so we got to watch any such campaigns. Okay. Any other sharing? Okay, we'll take some sharings after a few minutes. Let me go ahead with my session. And so that's basically, oh, I have to share my screen. Excuse me. Yeah. Gaikwad ma'am, can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
fantastic.
I can see it.
Thank you. So, in case of lead magnet, is basically what I say, what are you offering, what are you giving them, etc. I have written only one point. There are obviously various characteristics of lead magnet that you need to bear in mind, but that is probably out of scope for right now because we have limited time. So one thing I would say is you need to offer something genuinely useful, and I'll elaborate this during the session. So these are the examples of lead magnets. So whatever you're offering is called a lead magnet. So you can offer them an ebook. So as Mr. Arjun, I think Arjun or Arvind, he said, they are doing this campaign where they give them free webinars, etc. Again, you have to see what kind of people they are getting at. Are they coming from rural backgrounds? So will they have good connectivity to attend a webinar? So those are the challenges. So again, you have to see what is your target audience, and according to your target audience, you need to decide which lead magnet works for you. Because ebook is something that they will come to your website, they will download, give their details, their email addresses, etc. And that can happen any time of the day whenever they have internet connectivity. Whereas a webinar, they need to have good connectivity, otherwise you can't get through them, and the knowledge that you want to pass on, you can't do that. But if you're targeting more of an urban population, then maybe webinar works. So depending upon what is your target audience as far as location is concerned, their paying capacity is concerned, their education levels are concerned. You can use different lead magnets. So ebooks, a discount coupon, right? So again, that's not relevant for education industry, as my friend here was sharing that there are some code of conduct that we have to follow. So we can't really offer them a discount coupon, but I'm trying to give an example out of the education industry also. So there could be PDFs where white papers and case studies that people can download. So if you're looking for more and higher educations, people are looking at some interesting studies. A webinar we just discussed, it could be a free webinar, it could be a discounted priced webinar if it is really a heavyweight person and good amount of time, like this particular webinar, which is a paid one, I guess. Free trials and samples of your product. So somebody who had manufacturing unit, you can think of giving people samples, smaller versions, and something that they can try, and return. In many cases, people are wondering what the price is. So for example, in interior sector, you have these laminates and so on, wherein or wallpapers. There you will see that a lot of these websites who are offering laminates and wallpapers and so on, interior related stuff, they offer a free consultation. So I don't know what I want. So I want somebody to guide me, and then of course give me a quote, how much is going to cost me. So this particular wall, instead of painting, I want to put a wallpaper. In that case, I don't want to just go and buy. I want to find out whether it is right, whether it is a wet wall, whether it's a dry wall. And then, so with that consultation, I want to know how much it's going to cost. So I can compare paint versus wallpaper, and hence the free quote will be very useful to me. So there are quizzes. So this is where I think students might be interested. You can run some quizzes online. You can have some self-assessments. So just few questions for career guidance. You go through certain questions, and at the end of it, you say, well, these probably are the study areas which are most suited for your interests, for your level, etc. So I think, this is again self-assessment tool is something that you can build onto your website, which is going to be a fantastic lead generator. You can have sheet where you can give them tips of something, useful resources to download, maybe some software, maybe some guides. So these are the examples of lead magnets. So let's actually look at some of these. So first, how do you use a blog along with a lead magnet free ebooks? So these are the two ebooks. First ebook is, say, 9 basic ways people use to judge your personality. So this is a generic topic. Anyone would like to know how other people are judging me. So, okay. So what are the ways I need to be aware of so that my personality is perceived very good? So this ebook is for general public. Anyone would want to read this. And ebook 2 is specific to digital, killer digital business ideas for 2020. Wow. So many would think that why not I do something digitally side by side, get started with it. But what are the ideas? What are the good ideas? What are the pros and cons of them? Yes, that sounds interesting to people who are interested in digital. So now, having created these magnet of 2 ebooks, let's try to plant it. So we will visit sachinparekh.com, and let me do a demo here. So, right. So here on sachinparekh.com, it talks about me, my experience, etc., etc. Right. So here is my blog. The blog, this is only a teaser. 7 benefits of digital marketing, 9 basic ways people use to judge personality, etc. Okay. So, right. So I'll go to the menu option and click blog. Right. So as you can see, this is my lead magnet. As soon as I hit the blog, it'll ask me for my name. It'll ask me my email address, send ebook. And this is the area that I wanted to show you. Very important. We hate spams. And here's the promise to keep your email 100% safe. So you make this promise, and of course you keep this promise so that they believe you and they give you their email addresses, and you do not keep sending them mailers. And as soon as you give them the email address, there will be email that will come to you. And this is actually working website. So you can get these two ebooks straight after this session. You will get an email to your inbox saying, you know, you can, you have to verify your email address. And then once you verify, you know, email, ebooks will be emailed to you. And then if you don't want to do that, for example, that's fine. You know, I just closed it and I can still continue to read the blog. So revolutionary employee engagement, John Lewis, UK, demonstrate industrial democracy. So I click this. It still gives me a prompt, but then I can always close it. So I'm not forcing people. I'm just tinkling them saying, hey, can you give me an email address? But I'm not forcing them. They can still read my posts, my blogs, etc. And then obviously, if they want an ebook, then definitely they can. So
Sir,
for reading the blog, yes.
Sorry to interrupt you in between. What
Yeah,
I have done is I went to your website and I placed my name and email ID.
Yes.
So I got a confirmation, but that was in spam. So don't you think it is a disadvantage, or we can overcome it?
See, you're right. The reason it is coming into spam is you use Gmail account, right?
I use my domain account, sir, which is on my college ID, college domain.
Okay. So the mail went into the spam box?
Right, sir. Right, sir.
Okay. So see, one thing where we need to improve this particular website is after name and email, I might have to put a CAPTCHA here so that there are no robots clicking this form. Right now, this dialog box, this pop-up box is vulnerable to robots trying to hit this with number of requests, which means it'll create a spam for my website, and hence it will be seen not as so secure. So maybe, you know, if you see this domain, Sachin Parekh, let me just see if it is, if you go to, for example, right, it is HTTPS. So lsdb.co.uk is HTTPS. So it is coming from a secure website. So and it says here non-secure. So there are many reasons why it will go into the spam. But yes, you know, you try and avoid that. There are certain measures you can take. But then obviously, this is where probably this particular website can be improved. I agree with you.
I marked it, sir. It is not a spam.
Thank you so much. But I'm fully aware that it does happen. And it is to some extent because it is an individual website and whatever the measures have been taken. When it goes to corporate, I think most stringent security measures can be imposed, and then I think it probably we can stop it from going into spam. Google has got a very different rules for spamming. So again, it does not help. But as you said, you have used the domain name. So did you click the link and did you get the ebooks?
Right, sir. I have verified this it, and I think in next 1 minute or 30 seconds I will be getting it.
Okay, fantastic. What's your name?
I'm Pankaj Chauhan, sir.
Right. Sorry, because I'm keeping flipping.
No
between
issues, sir.
the
No
slides.
issues, sir. You are taking session so fantastically that it encourages us to ask the questions. Thank you so
Great.
much, sir.
Great. Okay, so I'm very excited that when I'm showing, people are actually trying. So I have a wonderful audience here. Great. So this is just one example of how do you use your blog and connect a lead magnet to it, which is ebooks. Let's look at something different. Okay. So let's say your audience is students, as one of my friends share here. They conduct webinars. So how do you then propagate your or market your lead magnet? You could do it using Facebook or any other social media for that matter. So for example, we have this free webinar that we conduct for students. So free webinar, as you can see here on the Facebook post, it details out, this is a link where they have to go and register themselves. Yes. Okay. So what you have to do when you're posting onto social media, just ensure that when your graphic is having this link, you also need to have that link somewhere in the body or at the post, because the SEO will need these links. It will not go inside the image. So from an SEO perspective, from a search perspective, you need to have these links duplicated in the message of the post. So like this is the link. So it is very important. See, it is not only to build the lead magnet, you also need to look at how do you actually market it. So again, back to social media, you would have opportunities to put the hashtags. You will have opportunities to tag people who are connected, so that and of course you can tell people to like and share your post. So that's another way to propagate that. So webinar is one more thing that you can do. Again, if you look at the topic, digital marketing strategies for 10x growth. So it's kind of generic and something that is exciting for everyone. So we're trying to make it, for wider audience. Right. Then such URLs, when you put it into WhatsApp messaging, it pops up with an icon. So you have to see that your URL, your HTML is so well crafted so that it pops up with the right kind of images when you put these URLs in the messaging. You don't necessarily draft anything, just send the link and people can go and register. So that's the lead magnet as far as webinar is concerned. Right. Now comes the most interesting part for all of you. How do you design an offer? And slightly deeper, because building an email list, yes, you understand there's a lead magnet, you identify what's your audience, you decide what is right for that, then you decide what is your digital asset. So digital magnet is one thing, your digital asset is your blog, website, social media, and so on and so forth. So you have to integrate everything together, along with obviously the thoughts around SEO, etc. But then what is it that you're giving them? Is it irresistible? And I'll show you what can be irresistible. So I'm going to give you an offer to all of you, which you tell me whether is it irresistible. relevant. So I need to give you people an offer which is relevant to you. So you are faculties and principals and directors of colleges. So is my offer relevant to you? Am I trying to give you an offer? For example, if I'm giving you a free webinar on digital marketing overview, basics of digital marketing, no, that is not so useful, because you are faculties, you already know digital marketing. You have already attended this particular series of sessions, which has been thankfully organized by Gaikwad ma'am, CSIBER and AICTE, etc. So you have already attended this session. So if I try to give you something on digital marketing basics overview, something, it's not going to be useful to you, right? Is my offer genuine? And sorry, I repeated this point because I did talk about genuinity before. There should not be no catch, no tricks. We always think that we are smart by putting some trick or some terms and conditions twisted somewhere. But I'm not talking about education industry, but in general, in industry, people try to create an offer which is irresistible, relevant, useful, but it is not genuine. There are some small prints, and they say, by the way, if you need that, you need to pay. And most importantly, how do you build an email list that is easy to capture? Let's look at that. Okay, so here is the offer. Are you a college or university? Yes, so you are one of the representatives of your college or university. In lot of countries, college and university are the same. They have one college, one university. So we just do it that way. So would you like to attract brighter students by offering them more value? Wow, fantastic. Every education institutes want to do this. How about boosting your brand with international collaboration? So this is the time, July, September, these are the times everywhere admissions are going on. So how an educational institute can have edge over someone else? The curriculum is probably almost the same because of the same governing bodies many a times. Of course, the execution of your curriculum could be very different, and every college has got their uniqueness. But in addition to that, if you have an international collaboration, will it help you? Yes. So here comes London School of Digital Business UK's associate program. What it brings to you is your branding. So you can proudly announce that you're associated with London School of Digital Business and attract students during the admissions. It will generate an additional income for your institution because association will have a lot of other programs. But let's not go for income and paid stuff. Give me some free stuff. Yes, we will conduct this free webinar that you just saw for your students. So it will be conducted not as a webinar by London School of Digital Business, but it will be a webinar in association with your college. And it will be conducted for your students, maybe existing students, and you can invite the new ones as well. Internships. Now, this is an interesting area for many MBA colleges, where in this pandemic, people are struggling for internships. And we can offer them internships to be done from their homes because it's digital marketing. So everything is on internet, and they can be doing assignments from their homes. But what is more important is those who are not necessarily targeting management only students. They can create a lot of ripple if you target this to BCom students, BBA students, BSc students, because there is no specific internship in their curriculum. But if your college is genuine in offering more value to the students, then you can encourage students to take internships. Doesn't matter their first year, second year BCom. They're all on social media anyway. So why not give them an opportunity to do an internship with an international brand like LSDB. Of course, there's no fees to join this program. Isn't that fantastic? If you're interested, email us at growth@lsdb.co.uk. So tell me, is this irresistible? Is this relevant? Is this useful? Anyone? Okay, so we could post this on social media. And this is so easy. So now I don't have any forms. I don't have any blog, no technology stuff. I simply say, well, if you're interested, email us. So trying to make it very easy. So before I jump onto the next lead magnet, let me just go around and just check if I'm still connected. So Gaikwad ma'am, is everything still okay? Am I audible?
Yes, sir. So you're audible. Everything is okay.
Okay, okay. Because everything is so silent, I feel as if I'm just alone in this room. Okay.
No,
anyway,
no. So we are very much there, and we are listening to you. And if you want, we'll also respond to you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thanks.
Yeah.
So, so Pankaj Chauhan, one of my favorite candidates here, who has been speaking a lot. So, Pankaj, do you find this within your code of conduct? This kind of an offer?
Obviously, sir, because whatever you have pointed out is something which is the necessity of day. You talked about the internship. Obviously, there is no issue about it mentioning it. So it is well under in the protocols and all the regulations imposed to us.
Fantastic, fantastic. So thank you so much. The other person who talked about webinar, was it Arpan? Yeah, I think it was Arpan. Arpan Srivastav, right? Arpan, you're
yes,
offering
sir.
webinars, right?
Sorry, sir.
I said you're offering webinars.
No, I
webinars, right?
no, I just given example that this might be exactly, sir.
Yeah, just an example. Anyway, all this right now is example anyway, but we're trying to get to a practical situation so that we can get a better understanding with the context. So
Exactly.
we just expanded your idea of webinar. That what happens is many colleges, will have difficulty in arranging a speaker, somebody to speak, somebody to have knowledge at that level. But every college will obviously have a professor who can speak well and everything. But then again, the students of the same college, would they be so much interested in listening to the same person, even though he is fantastic knowledge wise, speaking wise. You can always rely on some international brand giving some kind of a attractiveness to this webinar. So let me go back to my presentation now. Okay, so that is for your institution. Now what is it for you? So I need to create a lead magnet which is useful specifically to faculties, right? And faculties only, because yes, faculty will be interested in the interest of the institution, etc. And we've seen that lead magnet, and we've seen how to plant that. But using website, how do you plant a lead magnet? So let's look at that example. The free course. Wow. So you visit lsdb.co.uk, click free courses, follow all the steps, and access the course. The course is Digital Marketing Basics for Management and Commerce Faculties. So this is faculties. So this is very specific to you. So let me just quickly show you. So once you logged into our interface, you will see this kind of a stuff. And as it says, self-enrollment, no enrollment key required. So you can just enroll to this course, which is meant for faculties. And as you can see, dashboard, courses, free courses, professionals. And under professionals, obviously faculties are professionals, the course name. And let me try to show you that. Okay, so this is our website. You go to free courses. Right. So is the free course exciting? I don't know. So maybe the free course is digital marketing basics. Oh, it's not really going to be useful to me. So let me give you a video here. A few seconds.
Sir, is there any voice in the video?
Yes. So you're not able to hear the voice?
No, sir, it's not audible.
Oh dear. Okay. So that's fine. For that purposes, you have, I don't know why, what I need to do. Okay, anyway, I'll just finish this off because it will show a few titles on the screen as well. And it's only 2 minutes of video. So since the audio is not there, so this particular course is not only going to start with digital marketing basics, but also going to say what are the specific opportunities in your specific domain, which is faculties. Okay, since it is not audible, I'll just finish it. So here, once we have given you the overview in the video, it's an application. So there's a free course, so there's no certificate. So there are no tricks. It clearly says that you will not get a certificate, only for knowledge. And then you fill in the form. Here we're trying to say, okay, why don't you like our Facebook page? Why don't you like our YouTube videos? Here we have added CAPTCHA, accept terms and conditions, and register for the application. So once you register, you will get an automated email, which will give you all the instructions on basically, right, going to learn.lsdb.k. And as a new user, you will click register. create a new user. Then I will just log in right now. And you are into our learning portal. Right. On learning portal, we'll go to site home. Under site home, if you have attended our webinar, you can download a certificate here. Free courses, professionals, and professionals. And here's the course. So I click access, enroll me. And there you go. You're inside the course. So it gives you, introduction, overview, who can learn, etc. And here is the interesting part. This fourth section is how digital marketing is useful for students in your domain, why teachers and faculties should blog, how teachers or faculties can help their institution. So these are some interesting topics, might be more relevant and useful to you. Also, what is not usually covered, we have added a unique content, unique customer engagement digital platform. So how do you engage with your customers? Maybe it is students. So right now, there is IPL coming up. So using that gamification, this platform will help you engage with people, keep connected with them. So how does this happen? So it is all explained in this course. Now, the great thing about this is this course is free. This course is completely free and it is for you. So as you saw, I just logged in, I clicked access and I went in. That's it. So easy. And yes. Okay. Enroll me and enroll. Okay, so before I proceed, any questions here? About the free course? I hope you register, you like it. Again, no tricks.
So,
nothing. Yeah, go ahead.
so once we log into the website in the course section, we need to go in the professionals part, right?
Yeah, I'll just show you again.
Because that's I'm not able to find the.
See, once you okay, so once you go to free courses, okay, you will fill in this form. As you fill in this form, you will get an automated email. Yeah. So automated email is basically going to tell you, which I will just tell you now, that register. And because, well, I'm already registered, so it's saying, okay. Course, yeah. Yeah, so basically, so you will come to, let me log out anyway. So let me show you. Okay, so when you click register on our website, it'll take you to this page. Okay, so when you register, fill in all the information, click register. It will send you an email. You will have to verify this email. And once you verify, you will be able to log in. So you will log in. Once you log in, you will not see all this. You will not see all this. It will be blank here. Okay, so now I have subscribed to this course, it is coming here. Okay, but what you will do is you will go to dashboard. Sorry, oh, my mistake. You'll go to site home. In site home, free courses.
Okay.
Under free courses, you click professional. Okay, so free courses, professionals, and under
Okay.
that,
This
this is your course. And if I click access, now that I've already enrolled, it is taking me inside. But ideally, you're going to get this screen.
Okay.
And you will click enroll me, and it will take you in.
Got it.
Thank you so much for asking.
Okay.
Okay, so if that is, I think, a lot of lead magnets and a lot of ways to promote it. You can do it with the blog, as you saw, website. You can have a event page where you can have people to register. So there are different ways you can structure your campaign, create your lead magnet, and according to your audience, you can shoot the campaign. So I hope with these kind of options, you have plenty to go with now. I'll quickly go on to a next part. Well, any questions so far on any of these things? So maybe this offer, maybe the blog.
Sir, one question, sir.
Yes, go ahead. What's your name?
Pankaj, sir.
Yes, Pankaj.
My question has a source to the cost part. Point is, if we to the cost part.
Okay.
Whenever we try to come up with any of this, I would say lead magnet now.
Yes.
Say for example, free course or for the blog. Do we need some technical person to handle all these things?
Very good question. Very good question. See, the answer is yes and no. Yes, because somebody needs to understand the do's and don'ts of digital marketing, social medias, and if somebody understands social media, they need to understand SEO. SEO, those understand, they need to understand analytics. Now, analytics is a big area. It's one of my favorite areas because not only Google Analytics, but there are other platforms where you can have analytics. And see, unless you do an A/B test, you will not understand what is performing, right? But once you go for a campaign, even then you need to know how it is performing. So how do you evaluate? And if there are certain terminologies that don't understand, your campaign might be blocked, your emails might be blocked, or they will not be delivered, and so on and so forth. So yes, so you need some knowledge for sure. And the answer is no, because you don't really need that technical person which has got a lot of computing knowledge or programming knowledge or that kind of. So you don't need that kind of a technical knowledge for somebody who is IT skilled or someone. You don't need that sort of person. But yes, this is finally a technology, and you need a person who understands the nitty-gritties, or you need someone to learn this.
In continuation, sir, just last question, because
Yeah.
I'm taking time. Since we actually outsource this kind of marketing to my agency, which actually went off.
Okay.
So if I as an institution, we outsource this total blogging part and the free course upload and management of the free course subscribers, all these things. How can I evaluate whether they are working properly or not? It's about evaluation of their efforts.
Wow, fantastic, Pankaj. This is what I talk, and I guide when we have workshops. for entrepreneurs. I wasn't actually expecting this from somebody in the education domain, but I think you guys are superb. You have a lot of business acumen. So yes, most of the digital marketing campaigns, they will tell you that we will do these many posts per month on your social media. This is these many emails that we will send uh, in the email campaign, and so on and so forth, right? We'll do some SEO activity, etc. But so that is a basic measure that you can have, but how effective it is, you don't know that. So there are these analytics that are available, but no agency wants to give those analytics to their customers. The reason being, um, it will reveal whether they are succeeding or not. So they are scared that if we share the analytics with the customer will know if something is not working, right? And it depends on the culture, actually. Are you from the culture where a mistake or genuine acceptance of a failure is punished? Then yes, people will not share analytics. But if you say, okay, no problem, this email campaign was not that successful, okay, we understand, let's improvise. In that case, such agencies will share the analytics with you. So you'll have to find an agency which is open to share the analytics, Pankaj.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. And it's a difficult task to identify the right agencies.
Right, sir. We are burning our budget for last 2 years time. We are not getting the right agency. Everyone promise a lot when it comes to deliver. They fail to do so, and we are unable to identify where they actually failed. So that's somewhere we thought that it is our limitation, that we are not able to have our criteria on what point we have to select the agency. So this time onward, during the COVID time itself, the faculty member themselves decided to, okay, we'll manage by ourselves. Let us do it. So this time we are very limited in our approach, but we are selectively learning as well. So thank you so much.
Yeah, definitely. That's a good start that you are doing it yourself, so you understand stuff. But there are some very set out parameters how you select an agency, and maybe we can have a conversation offline where we can help you out in understanding. See, what is important is not just the execution. Execution, many people can do, posting on Facebook, Twitter, and all that. That is not rocket science. But for example, creating campaigns in MailChimp and using MailChimp, that is not rocket science. That you can learn in just half an hour's time, how to use MailChimp and how to send mails and all that. But what should be your strategy? What should be the content of the email? So for that, I would recommend that you should do a course on content marketing. Content marketing will teach you a lot, and then using social media, SEO, other channels, YouTube, etc., is just piece of cake. It's just a matter of execution, and you will have a lot of tutorials online to learn all these things. But what you really need to understand is content marketing, Pankaj.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for this guidance. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So any other questions before I proceed to my last point of today? Okay. If you still have questions, maybe we'll see if we can have time after that. Okay. So this is a slight surprise element. It's not part of the webinar today, but I just thought that I had some insights to and access to the statistics from Cambridge, UK, and I thought I'll share with you as well. So some of the people who are doing research, they have given some predictions for email marketing 2020 and beyond. But I will not be sharing it from that perspective. I'll try to share with you, how artificial intelligence is influencing email marketing. Artificial intelligence is going in every area of our life now. And as most of you know, artificial intelligence.
Hello.
Yes.
Sir, sorry to bother, but your voice is very low.
Is it? Is that better?
No, sir, it's still the same. It's very difficult to
Okay.
listen what you're saying.
Just give me a second.
Sir, it's audible, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, definitely audible to us, sir.
Okay. So, Mr. What's your name? Who is
Mr.
not
Shankar.
able to hear?
Mr. Shankar.
Mr. Shankar. Apologize, but I think the problem is not from my PC. However, we will share these slides, and I think the session is also going to be recorded. So you will have a chance to revisit this. And I'll try to be as close to the mic as I can. Thank you. Right. So this is based on some research data, as I said, from Cambridge, UK. Artificial intelligence, as most of you know, is trying to understand human behavior and based on that, predict what is going to happen, what is likely to work, what is not likely to work, and so on. And based on the prediction, you also get your systems, which is your, in this particular case, it is email marketing, right? So your emails to be triggered automatically, right? So the first one, the way artificial intelligence will impact email marketing is predictive personalization. So first of all, you predict what this person is going to do next, and accordingly send that person an email. Smart segmentation. So segmentation, we all understood that we need to understand, which category my customers are, and accordingly I need to plan everything. But what is smart segmentation? Basically, when we have millions and millions of records, it's very difficult to manually segment your audience. Somebody put on the chat box a few minutes ago, Amazon, right? So they have millions and millions of customers. How is it possible to detect their behaviors or specific attributes like location, etc., and manually tag every person? It's just impossible, right? So artificial intelligence can be used to track, for example, IP address of your computer. When you're browsing website, your IP address tells which country you are from. So it gives some location information. Based on that IP address detection, we can know that this person is, logging in from India or UK, for example. Now, this smart segmentation is not only for sales and marketing, but is also for transaction emails. So, for example, your online banking. If your online banking and bank is in India and you are accessing somewhere from UK, the bank security measures should detect that this person is not in India, has got a bank account in India. Why is this person accessing, right? So in addition to the normal password, it can ask you something more, like your secret question or something, some digits of your card or something, right? So by automatically detecting, you can improvise the privacy part, the security part of it. And of course, if it is being accessed from certain blacklisted countries, and since this session is getting recorded, I cannot name those countries, but there are those blacklisted countries where you might have hackers hacking your bank account. So banking sites can use this smart segmentation to block the people from accessing when it is a certain type of behavior. So this is where artificial intelligence is going to play a huge role. And when it comes to email marketing, emails coming from certain countries can be put into spam. If somebody is sending a lot of attachments, again, those can be spammed, those can be blocked. So segmentation can be, through various ways. The third part that artificial intelligence will influence is automated workflow. Now, workflow is nothing but a flow of events triggering emails at specific point. So as I explained before, so if you have a student inquiring, then that person will get an email, say, when they first subscribe, welcome email. Then automated workflow means that the person gets an email when you have arranged a free webinar. Person gets an email when you announce that you have international collaboration with London School of Digital Business UK, right? Then you can also send an email, automated email, when there is going to be an admission date, deadline for a form, etc. So these could be all automated, pre-scheduled. You can also have, and this is where artificial intelligence gets really, really creative, optimize subject line and email content. So what it means is you create different paragraphs, different subject lines, etc. And the artificial intelligence will craft what to use in what kind of email, and depending upon what you are emailing to an organization. So if you are emailing to organization with your question, maybe artificial intelligence will pick up the keywords from your question and start sending you automated responses. It is going to be so brilliant when I send an email and I get an immediate response without somebody really having to go through my question. Of course, there is something called learning, machine learning, wherein you have to keep learning whether that answer satisfied the sender or not, and keep improvising. You can also automate using artificial intelligence the send time and email frequency, and you can further optimize it as you see the user behavior. And of course, one of the important ones is analytics. Artificial intelligence will play a huge role when it comes to that. So I'm coming to the end of the session. And if there are any questions, anything that you have not understood, please feel free. If you have further questions, you can always email me at sparek@lsdb.co.uk, or if you have something to email us for the institution, you can always email us at growth@lsdb.co.uk. Okay. Any questions?
I have a question, sir.
Yes, please go ahead. And just give me 1 second. I will come to that screen and stop my presentation. Oops. Was I not presenting the slide?
No, sir. We were only able to see you.
Okay. Anyway, just give me 1 second. Huh? So sorry, these are the areas that I was talking about: predictive personalization, smart segmentation, automated workflow, optimized subject line and email content, send time optimization, and analytics. This is where artificial intelligence will have huge impact on email marketing. So sorry for not sharing this before. I will now stop my share. And let's go ahead. Yes, question, please.
So will the advent of artificial intelligence Actually, now the way you mentioned and the way you've explained that artificial intelligence makes it easier and quite intelligent to frame the subject lines and send responses automated uh, to the different, I would say, different customers in this scenario. Because from a digital marketing standpoint,
Yeah.
okay, so there are a lot of digital marketing professionals out there with a lot of knowledge on how digital marketing is works in the digital world. And as artificial intelligence keeps growing, will it reach a point where where no longer digital marketing experts will be required, and the machines itself will be able to do all of it?
I
Is
think
AI here to actually take over? I mean, is AI basically taking over most of the tasks of a digital marketer?
today's digital marketer, yes, would be my answer. Yes, a lot of things that digital marketers do today, that will be taken up. So what means is, the digital marketers will have to upgrade themselves to do what machines can't do. Because when it comes to, for example, content writing, you know, people take a lot of time, be creative, think, research, and write a piece of paper, right? And to write a white paper, for example, and Mudassir Khadar, uh, so to write a white paper, a research paper of say 2 pages, 2 A4 pages, how much time should it take?
It takes a lot of time, depending on what's my
Yeah. So let's
line of
say, then you have
line of
to,
specialty.
yeah, probably at least 1 or 2 weeks, at least a month or so. Somebody's doing research,
Yes,
and
yes,
yeah. So 1 week,
yes,
one
yes,
month,
definitely.
depending upon the subjects, right? Now,
Right.
in digital marketing world, how much is paid to a person writing 1 A4 page? 2 A4 pages is something that that person cannot even afford to spend 1 month, right? And if I spend, if you spend 1 month, for example, right, uh, and present a paper which is of 2 pages, very unique and nice content, right? But if you're going to say, well, my monthly pay is around 50, 60,000 rupees, 80,000 rupees, so I need equivalent pay. Now, if you have to pay for 2 pages of content, 80,000 rupees, you know, no organization is ready to pay that. Hence, we have to become smarter and say, okay, can content marketing with research be improvised? So a content marketer who is doing research, if he uses different kind of tools, he can pull the research stuff faster, and uh, it's no artificial intelligence involved here, but using tools, they are able to pull a lot of stuff. Using artificial intelligence again now into the tools, you can check whether your stuff is into the plagiarism, which is into the copyright issues. And once you've done that, you could probably do this a lot faster. So you can probably do it in days, if not months. So that's the only way to survive. And yes, as you rightly said, going forward, artificial intelligence will take up a lot of these low level jobs. For example, posting on Facebook, posting here, posting there. All digital marketing agencies are doing that. All that will be automated. But what remains important is, are you able to strategize? Now, strategy is something that will always remain with you. And so if you get into that kind of area, so as I always say, the tools are very easy to capture. So don't worry about the tools. Look into the strategies, and that will survive for at least, for our lifetime.
So can I add something to this answer?
Yes, please.
As you said just now, it's about the strategy. See, when we use strategies like co-customization or co-creation or a doppelganger strategy, these things are what I do not think artificial intelligence will be able to take over very quickly. The technical aspect of it, yes, as you said, machine learning can take place, and maybe we have better machines and better artificial intelligence written programs better algorithms, and maybe yes. But where the strategizing part comes, that is where human interface and human resource will be very, very important. So,
Absolutely.
so
So,
if you are marketing people, you go to this higher plane, not just the technical aspects which we are covering mostly in this digital marketing workshop. Maybe that might get replaced tomorrow, but not the brains behind it. That is what I feel.
yes, exactly. So that's why I say, even in that free course that you saw, we're talking about customer engagement platform and how to engage with customers, etc. Now that has nothing to do with traditional digital marketing, what all you are expecting, SEO, SMO, and so on, right? But why? Because we put into that course because we want you to start thinking, okay, platforms are there for me to use, but strategy is for me to think. So again, going down to the tools, as ma'am rightly said, and the technology, a lot of tutorials are there on YouTube and other places. But when it comes to strategy, yes, that is exactly where we focus when it comes to courses. Are you able to strategize? A lot of our engineering studies, I'm a BE computer, and I wonder, in computer engineering, I had a subject, microprocessor, and 8086, 8080, and so on. So I'm just thinking, what is the use of that? When I go out, I'm going to be programming, I'm going to be developing software, etc. So what's the use of this topic and subject that I have to go through? Electrical circuits and all that, lots of subjects. I think they give us the foundation to be able to think. They give us the intelligence to understand how the processor is going to work. So I can write better software, better programming. And I think this is what a lot of new generation is missing out, that they think, well, what is taught in the colleges is old, not useful. And what I need to learn is Java and Python and all that stuff. But see, those are the applications. Fundamental knowledge remains the same. So I think that's my perspective. Any other questions?
Sir, you have told about predictive personalization, right now, sir?
Sorry, we can't hear you. Can you just come closer?
You have told something like predictive personalization. Predictive personalization, sir.
Backward, ma'am, can you hear the question?
No, sir, the question is not audible.
So can you put it in chat, sir?
Yeah, I put it in the chat. I'm watching the chat window now. Okay. So Dr. Bhaskaran has got a question. Predictive personalization and AI. Throw some light. Okay. So Dr. Bhaskaran, I just talked about predictive personalization. Maybe if you missed that particular part, there will be a video link shared at the end of the session. We can probably go over that again. For the sake of other audience, I don't want to repeat. Sorry. Okay. Yes, Pankaj, I definitely am advocate of traditional teaching. And when you say classroom teaching, it could be an online classroom. But I think I respect the traditional subjects mainly. People don't understand the gravity, So again, in engineering, we had mathematics and all that. I think it was M1, M2, M3, whatever. But they all build your logic to be able to apply to the real life scenario. And when I was doing my studies of digital marketing at Cambridge University, UK, Jacob Marcus was my mentor there, and he said a very interesting stuff. Especially we've seen that in Indian context, that those people who have strong mathematics are better scientists and these better research people, which is great. I think that fundamentally builds your logic to that. Anyway, thanks, Pankaj sir. Any other questions? Okay, so I guess many of you would like to take our free course. Please feel free to, download the ebooks from the blog. And of course, if your institution is interested, we can collaborate as well. As you've seen our program, and it's on our social media as well. All right. So, Gaikwad ma'am, thank you so much
Yes,
for this
sir.
opportunity. I had a wonderful audience, and addressing to the faculties who are so educated, it's really my privilege.
Thank you, sir. And now I request Dr. Farijat to deliver his vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, all. It's my privilege to express deepest gratitude on behalf of Cyber family. Today, Sachin sir has taken us on a ride of the real side of digital marketing, not just something which simply pours down from internet. Like most of us, we get used to it because it comes free. What is right and what is right at what time it could be right, that should be understood very proper. I heard him telling us that maybe virtual, but traditional teaching is equally important. I was relieved. That means, he really understands and he has understood the need of this FDP. To all my fellow colleagues, I want to tell you this, that this type of training is always something which you have to de-learn, unlearn, and relearn. And I think in all these aspects, Sachin Parekh sir has delivered the best of his experience for all of us, from the coordinator of this particular program, Dr. Praveen Sawan, as well as other co-coordinators, our departmental head, or director, Dr. Darvi sir. We call it ourselves Cyber family. I thank Mr. Sachin Parekh sir from bottom of my heart, and especially on Teachers' Day, it is a great opportunity for us to have you with us. Equally well, I thank all the stakeholders in this program, including participants. Thank you all. Thanks a lot.
Thank
Kindly
you so
accept
much.
our gratitude.
Thank you so much, sir. I think, you said it very well, unlearn, learn, and relearn. I think that's brilliant. I think, you are the educators, all of you here, and you are making a better nation. So on this Teachers' Day, I salute you all.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words. And we'll now sign off from here. I request all the participants to join for the last session on the third link in time at 2:15 today. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.